Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about page speed for your website. So I've done a test on my website and I typically get in the 90 plus range when I do this test and a little higher for desktop. And that's fantastic because most people are kind of in the 70s, 60s, and that's not good because that's going to hurt your sales conversions. The way to increase your sales conversions is to fix your page speed. Like that in itself can help you get more sales for your business. So I'm going to show you a few tips that can get you from the 70s up to the 80s and maybe even the 90s for your website. If you want to do this test, you can head over to Google PageSpeed Insights. I'll have a link in the video and you can test out and see where your website is at. I highly recommend that you do that. A few of the issues that I currently have on mine, the reason why maybe I don't have 100 is the fact that my server is slow, but I don't think it's that slow. So I think we're nitpicking here, but this is an opportunity for me to get a better server or increase the hosting value that I have with my website. And that could improve the page speed in itself as it has built-in programs that can amplify your response time with the server. But I'm fairly happy with where it's at, so I don't have a concern there. If you're looking to just take it the next step, then that would be the next option. And then for leverage browser caching, I have several plugins that I use that are important to me, such as Google Analytics, and that takes up the majority of the page caching there. But some things can't really be fixed without messing around with the code, and I'd prefer not to mess with the theme too much on this website because it is WordPress, and I'd prefer to keep it quite simple. So I'm happy with the 90. Let's go into ways for you to optimize your site to get you here. First option is I have a plugin called Auto Optimize, and this is the plugin here on my WordPress dashboard. So if we go through it, you could actually install this plugin if you use WordPress and checkbox the same box as I have. It might affect your code, so do test out whether the checkboxes are valuable to your site or not. But here are the best practices for my website, and maybe this will help you. Just going to zoom in here. So optimize HTML code, I have that checkboxed. Then this one I keep it out of there because I don't think that's relevant. Optimize JavaScript code, aggregate inline JavaScript. I deleted any of the scripts here to clean things up. I have this box unchecked. Optimize CSS code checked. Leave this blank. Remove Google Fonts. Now this might affect the kinds of fonts that you have in your CSS, so just take a look, make sure it doesn't affect your site. And then inline CSS, inline all CSS. I left these in here. I don't have the CDN, so I'm not using this, but this could definitely amplify your page speed if you have this activated. Then take a look here at the bottom. Save aggregated script, static files, optimized for logged in users, both are checked. So that's what I've got set up here. And without getting into the technical details, this in itself helped with increasing my page speed about 15 points. So this plugin I definitely highly recommend over other page speed plugins. And you can hide or show the advanced settings to get all these options here. The other step to ensure that your page speed is faster, and this is going to give you several points on your page speed rank, is your image files and compressing your image files to make them as small as possible. So any images that you have on your main page, you should take them and compress them because they are slowing your site down. The majority of sites that I come across, the page has images that are too large. They're not optimized for a website. So they need to be cut down in size, and that's where this comes in handy. So I would recommend, if you have PNG or JPEG files, to optimize them before you add them to your website. The next piece I recommend is to resize your image. So if your image is too large, maybe it's like a 3000 pixel by 2000 pixel image and the resolution just is way too high. Number one, your server has to pull that high resolution image and then like down convert it into whatever size it would fit for the web page. But it's better if you can just change the aspect ratio of the image to fit with the appropriate size of your website. And to do that, you can upload an image here and then adjust the resizing of the image right down here. So I have 500 by 500, and it really depends. Most people might only need like 1,000 pixels in width, and that'll be more than enough for the website. And you can adjust whether you have no fill. I typically go with transparent with my PNG files, and I go PNG here, and then I'll just hit resize image, and then I'll be able to have a download link right below here. So those are the options that I typically go with. And for this one, I usually cut it down. So it's like 1,000 by like 400, assuming that you have the image uploaded. But those are the options that I go with. And by doing that, you really do cut down on the image size. And then after you resize it, you can compress it again with tiny PNG here. And that'll just really improve your website and page loading speed. Those are really simple tricks that alone can get you into the 80s. And I think you should do this because it's going to really help with your sales conversions. And you should take all of your images and resize them appropriately.